This season of My First Dungeon is sponsored by Mythworks. Mythworks is dedicated to sharing stories we can all enjoy with creators from around the world. They're the publishers of Slug Blaster, The Last Caravan, and of course, the Wildsea. We are thrilled to be working with a company that makes such great games and that is so dedicated to uplifting creators and the actual play community. So head on over to myth.works and use the promo code MyFirstDungeon, all one word, for 25% off your order of the Wildsea, so that you too can set sail upon the verdant waves. Once again, that's 25% off the Wildsea when you go to myth.works and use the promo code MyFirstDungeon. And with that, enjoy the show.
Silence. Broken by the bow of a pale white ship. As it cuts through a gnarl of branches and leaves at an aggressive clip. It's pursuing something. And it seems it's found its quarry. Atop the deck, a pair of heavy boots steps up towards the bow, the wood creaking with each footfall. These are the steps of someone who hasn't been in a rush in quite some time. The figure sings quietly to themselves as they walk.
Once you've been to the Whisper Well, be sure to carry a knife. Be sure to watch your bow and stern, 'cause you've been marked for life.
The figure brandishes a small knife.
For the Whisper Well will follow you home. It'll follow you into your dreams. It'll call you back when the time has come, down to under eaves.
We don't see much of them. The pale moonlight reflects off their boots, the same almost shimmering leather as their belt and gloves, the rest of their outfit as dark as the depths below. What we do see, a neck weathered with age, dozens of small, jagged scars across it, and one large one. They press the knife's tip to their throat, and with a quick drag, no blood, and hardly a wince. From within that cut emerges a cluster of small glowing tendrils, hair-like and pale as the moon above, reaching for the cool night air as if hungry for it. As the figure opens their mouth to speak, a low howl sits just behind their words.
Against the current.
The voltaic runners on the bottom of the Crackling Heart, your ship, overload and emit a surge of uncontrolled lightning, knocking the vessel off kilter and waking you all from a deep sleep. You hear the panicked ringing of the watch bell above. You're under attack. What do you do?
What the hell was that? Everybody up! Everybody up!
And please, when you tell me what your character does, please describe them to our listening audience.
I immediately sit bolt upright. You see,
The ship's at a full 45-degree angle, by the way.
I sit upright and fall immediately out of my bunk. You see a large, Mothrin guy standing there, very ornate wings, all, tattooed with various words and maps and stuff, but that's not important right now because the ship is at a 45 fucking degree angle.
Where do you go, Whistlin?
This is Whistlin, and he is running around and just smacking everybody, going, everybody, to the deck, everybody, to the deck. This isn't a drill, let's go. And I'm running up the stairs to see what's going on up there.
Excellent. You make it outside, and you see Captain Kelly over on her side coming out of a deep alcohol-induced slumber as her bottle of trusty whiskey rolls down the bow of the ship. She is just processing what is happening, and directs you, Whistlin, take the wheel.
Aye. I'm going to run over to the wheel, and I'm going to try as best I can to right or get it away from 45 degree. I want to get us back to 0, okay?
All right.
I'm just trying to get back to 0, man.
Hey, I know that voice. So you are going to make a tilt roll for me for the ship. So this is going to be our first roll of the season.
Yeah! Oh my god.
Our ship normally has a roll, a tilt of 4, but because our voltaic runners are broken, that tilt is 3. So you're going to be rolling 3d6 for me.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3d6. I'm looking for the highest number amongst them.
Correct.
Okay.
No pressure.
Is there any way I can add stuff to it by just being fun and fancy free?
No.
Okay. Hey,
I'm also going to tell you that there's a cut of 1 on this roll.
God damn it!
Oh my god.
Was there a cut of 1 before I said something?
No.
Okay. Elliot 2 to play. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. That's 4, 3, and a 2. So with a cut, it's 3.
Oh, no.
Great. 3 is a disaster. You you fail to right the ship, and honestly, the way that you come to the wheel, you knock it so that the bow of the ship tips forward into the water, and you get lifted up, and people who are still under deck get keeled, knocked forward.
Hey, Felix, I'm not having fun with your game.
Elliot, hold on. Water?
Oh, sorry, not water. There's not water in this world.
Where the heck are we?
This is the Wildsea, baby, and you tip the ship forward into the rustling waves, the gnarl of branches and leaves below, as everyone underneath gets knocked forward. Thank you very much, Noordin Ali. Speaking of Noordin Ali, what's Ezra doing?
Ezra was the one who rang the warning bell and was just about to come down, is like on rope rigging trying to get down, and I'm get knocked off and almost fall right to the front of the ship, clattering into a pile. A small squirrel just jumps out of my pocket and stares at me concerned. Dr. Ezra Carcoss is a man of around 30 maybe years of age. There are long, sort of amber-like pieces of crystal on the back of his jacket, which is long and almost reaches his feet. His brown skin is slightly weathered, and his hair is cropped short, with the same crop towards his beard. Who the hell did that?
I'm fixing it. Hang on.
Fix it faster!
The seat wasn't adjusted properly to how tall I am.
Kelly says, stop bickering, Ezra. Climb the observation deck. Try to figure out what's going on.
I was just on the... never mind. I pick up the squirrel, Ahab, drop him into one of my pockets, and rush back to the observation deck.
Excellent. Could you make me a roll to try and see what's going on from the observation deck?
I would love to. Could it be sharps and sense?
I would take sharps and sense. You get 1 for sharps. How's your sense?
Also a 1.
Okay, so you get another for sense. So you get 1 die for sharps, which is your edge. You get another die for your skill, sense. So you've got 2d6 in your pool so far. Anything else that you can use in your favor?
Ooh, now let's see if I have an advantage I can pull. Does this have anything to do with spirits in the spectral realm by any chance?
There might be something that you're looking at that could be spirity.
Could I say that having ghost sight as a trait, allowing me to see spirits in the spectral realm clearly, could give me an advantage?
Yes, but I will tell you this roll also has a cut of 1. So you get 3, but you'll remove the highest.
Okay.
I already hate cut.
It's okay. It's going to feel great when there's no cut.
So I rolled 3 dice. And they got a 3, a 1, and a 1. And with a cut of 1, that means I got a 1.
No!
But hold on, it's a one with a twist.
It's a one with a twist. I was gonna say you rolled
with a
doubles.
twist. Okay.
I rolled double ones.
You fail to make it up the observation deck. I will throw it to the table to pitch this twist.
My first instinct is that the observation, like it's like a pillar that you have to climb up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that breaks too, right? Everything on this ship is broken.
Might as well break one more thing.
I don't know if that's even
why
a
not?
twist. I think that just is a thing that
I mean,
happens.
that would definitely be a twist. That's a pretty big consequence to take.
It seems right if you rolled 2 ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Dr. Ezra Carcoss climbs up the observation deck, and as you get it, this big tip forward tilt happens that Whistlin is having trouble controlling, and your weight of trying to grab on and the sail pulls the observation deck pole and snaps it, and you're hanging on by some like stray rope that you catch. You're not going into the waves, that'd be too rude, but you're now dangling.
I'm just yelling down like, hey, I'm gonna need some help down here. Somebody get up here.
As Whistlin says, can somebody help me? All of a sudden, way too close behind you. You just hear, what is that damn bat doing?
Jesus. Anybody else? Anybody?
And you turn and see Izora, who has appeared from God knows where. She is an absolutely ancient Ketra that has sort of like slug tentacle tendrils, but they all just seem to fade off more like a ghost's tail than having like a clear edge to them. And she looks like the clothes that she's wearing are like if Iris Apfel was a goth. So she's got like,
That's such a great vibe.
Wow.
Oh my god.
she's got like really huge, very thick frame black glasses, very round. It's really unclear if they do anything though in terms of actually helping her see. But more importantly, she's wearing a ton of very chunky jewelry, except that all of the jewelry is made of bones. So lots of bone bangles, big bone string necklaces. You hate the bone.
I just got to double check something on bone bangles. Is that because a bangle? Did you hollow out a bone to make a bangle?
It's like there is eye socket around my wrist.
Nope.
Well, you're right. I do hate the bone.
Everyone hates the bones.
I'm just pointing to Dr. Ezra and be like, help him. I don't need any help up here. I'm good. Help him.
Captain Kelly looks to you, Izora, and says, Izora, there you are. Would you get that blasted beast into the waves right now?
Oh, that beast. And she's gonna go try to figure out what the hell Clarabelle's doing and why Clarabelle wasn't doing what she should be doing.
Clarabelle is like just skittering around the bow as it tips and is like trying to make heads or tails. Clarabelle's cranky, is the situation, and is just scrambling all over the bow, not knowing what to do.
I think you should tell us what Clarabelle is.
Clarabelle is a large proto-leviathan bat dragon that sleeps aboard the ship at night when you are at anchor, but during the day pulls your ship with a set of bee strains. And of course, our dear friend Izora has a special connection with Clarabelle.
Yes. I look over to Clarabelle. Oh, you cranky. You angry because you woke up before you had full sleep? Well, we're being attacked. Go to helm!
And she scampers off the deck and leaps into the waves and starts helping pull. Could you give me a roll to convince Clarabelle to try and contribute to this? The track we're working with right now is the escape track.
Okay.
It is 3 spots, 3 successes, and you guys will escape from this situation.
Oh, man. Okay. And so I'm choosing skills and edges.
You want to pick an
help me.
edge for your approach.
Mhm.
You want to pick a skill that relates to it, and then if there are any other advantages that come into play from your aspects or anything like that.
I think I'm going to use tides as my edge.
Okay.
And then outwit as a skill.
How many do you have in outwit?
I have 1.
You got 2 dice.
Or I could do sway, where I have 2. I'm going to do sway.
Okay.
Sway feels right.
Yeah.
So 3, and I will tell you, this is still chaotic. You're still going to have a cut of 1 because Clarabelle's not happy with you.
no.
Is there any way I could give an advantage?
Well, pitch me.
Like I'm gonna try to maneuver the ship in a way that like helps Clarabelle get out and like gets it into an advantageous position for Clarabelle to start like helping us.
Okay, I like that. That'll remove the cut.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh no.
You had one job.
Well, it's good you removed the cut because we got 2 1s, but we also got a 5.
Oh my god.
So we have a conflict, so this is success with a drawback. So I'm going to say Clarabelle jumps into the waves, but when Whistlin pulls the ship, now Clarabelle is like, the reins are too tight, and she's sort of hanging off and can't get purchase on the roots and leaves below. But what's the twist the other players would like to add?
Can I pitch that Dr. Ezra is hanging on to the broken mast that was not over top the waves, and now it is over top the waves? Let me be clear. I'm not saying you are in the very
Just dangling
waves.
now
Just
over the
now
top
you're
of the waves.
dangling.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Great. We've got dangling Ezra over on this side. We've got dangling Clarabelle at the front, and no progress made towards escape.
Noordin, it was so great having you on my first dungeon.
It's okay, I was only contracted for 1 episode. I understand.
We had to get you out of here real quick.
Whistlin, you toss a glance over your shoulder, and you see that this bone white ship behind you has come to a full stop and is just watching. The figure on the bow is doing nothing, but watching this chaos happen.
Can I roll anything just to try to get a sense of what's going on?
Yeah, why don't you give me that roll?
Actually, could I try to signal to them?
Oh,
I know
sure.
signaling, and I like essentially like a semaphore code language.
Yeah. What are you trying to signal?
I kind of want to do like a friend or foe type thing.
Okay. So, what edge are you approaching this with?
I think grace. I'm trying to be like as nice as possible. My flag waving is very kind and welcoming.
Excellent.
I just really like the idea of like, hey.
And you brought signaling down to 1, correct?
I brought signaling down to 1. And I can't use a skill and a language. It's either skill or language, right?
That is my belief.
Yes, I want to use grace to try to be just as nice as possible. I'm being really nice to the scary ghost ship. I've got 1 in signaling. Is there a thing I can do? I've got a bunch of aspects. I also have an aspect called wild words.
Okay.
I can mark one of these. It's a 3-part track. I can mark one of them to remember a rumor or folktale pertinent to your situation.
Okay.
So I'll do that in combination with rolling just the 2.
Okay. What's the folktale?
It's supplied by the Firefly.
Oh, supplied by the Firefly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to roll first?
Yeah. Why don't you add an advantage for that?
I'll take advantage.
And let me give a think.
Oh, you're so kind. Fuck. Was there a cut? No cut.
Yeah,
right?
there's still a cut of 1.
Fuck.
Why'd you ask?
It's a 3.
Why'd you ask?
I got a 4,
Oh
4
my
3 2, so it's a
God.
3.
You signal. What's the message? You're saying friend or foe?
Yeah, it's very much like, hey, we're okay, we're chill. Nothing. It's very much like nothing good on board. Friendly sailing. We mean you no harm. We don't want any of this.
You send that signal, and you see that you can't make out the details of this figure because they have a wide hat that's sort of covering, like shadowing their face from the moonlight.
That's not good.
It's not good. And at first, They hold up a hand that you think is the start of them returning a signal in combination with their voice, and then they just drop 2 fingers, and another figure from behind comes up with a rifle and aims it at you, Whistlin. I need you to make a roll to avoid.
This game is going so bad.
How do I make a roll to avoid?
Describe to me how you are going to avoid this shot. I don't roll to hit you, so this is how you would avoid.
Then it's if there's one thing that Whistlin is, it is graceful and balletic.
Yep.
So it's grace, and then I've got a flourish of 3, so I'm using a flourish of 3, baby, if you'll allow me.
I will allow you to use the flourish of 3. What edge are you approaching this with? Grace?
Grace, yeah.
Okay, great. Grace, edge, flourish of 3 for skill. I think you are looking right at this. I don't think there's cut here.
Love it. And I think, could I even use the boat to kind of like move the boat a little bit to make it even harder to hit me?
Do you want to have the consequences of it going bad affect the boat?
Yes.
Do you?
All right.
I'm taking 5 dice. I feel
Okay.
confident. I feel confident.
Okay.
Guys, what could go wrong?
What's another scar on this piece of junk?
That's true.
Yeah. And it's kind of a ship of Theseus type thing, you know?
I would like to remind people that I'm hanging from a rope above the.
Yep.
Let's
All right.
see if we get another twist.
I'm just yelling back like, reminder, if he dies, I get the coat.
What did he say?
You just see me like motioning for your very elegant long coat.
Also, somehow, again, right behind your head, you just hear, he's wanting your coat.
Izora has hooked a rope up just to be creepy behind Ezra for a brief moment.
Just for a brief moment.
Oh no. That
My
sounded
God.
really good.
Okay, so you know,
Come
no
on.
cut, no cut.
No cut.
Okay, so 4, but I also rolled
Okay.
2 3s and 2 1s, so we got a couple of twists coming. I think it may just be one twist. No matter
One
how
twist.
many.
I don't
Just
think
one
we're
twist,
doubling
okay.
twists. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so this is success with a with a drawback. So I'm gonna say avoid the bullet, but because you're involving the ship, the drawback is going to be ship centric. I would like to ask Bats or Cherry, who would like to be involved in this.
Sorry.
do you feel strongly, Kendo?
I'll take the bullet.
Go for
No,
it.
he
For all
said-
of
he said
you,
be involved.
I'll
He
take
said
the
be
bullet.
involved.
Be involved. Bats is going to get launched in some way from wherever they are, but I would like the rest of the table to pitch the twist here.
A twist could be good or bad, right?
A twist can be good or bad. A small, potentially useful twist suggested by any player.
This is the worst thing. So I was on this rope and I was swinging from the observation deck and I was over the hull and then I swung out over the waves. And I think now I've swung all the way back, dangling over the hull again. Just exhausted and panicking from being forced to Tarzan.
And are you saying you're going to be in Bats' path? Is that...
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't originally, but yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think it's also that you swung back and now you're over the hole and it's like, oh, great. And the bullet goes past and hits a rope and now there's a rope tangled around your legs so you're still stuck. Does that make, you know what I mean?
My God.
Dr. Ezra's very bad day.
Kendo, do you want to tell me what our friend Bats looks like as they appear in a launching fashion from below?
Oh, jeez. How to describe?
Where do we begin?
Stumbling out, having been thrown, was like on its way up from below deck when, like, all of a sudden the ship gets lurched for whatever reason. Who knows?
Who knows? Who's to say?
Getting thrown out from below deck is this kind of gangly but broad-shouldered, really gaunt, thin, tall figure covered in like sackcloth and and whatever rags were able to be found on the ship to be fashioned into some kind of clothing, and like is God. Sorry, I'm imagining the words that I'm saying before I say them.
Oh, it's good. Keep going.
With like this bulbous head that's a little too big for the body that it's on. Huge beady eyes, black and glossy, like obsidian, and like covered in like matted, like somewhere in between fur and hair. I think like not quite the texture of an animal's fur, like I think like a tiny bit curlier in a way that is probably very interesting to touch, I imagine. But like is maybe not the best to look at. Yeah. Yeah.
I can speak for me. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And like as they're like climbing up, I think like from underneath like the sackcloth, a third like arm that's a little longer than the other two regular arms that is like extending from somewhere around where the bottom of the rib cage should be, on the right side, like kind of extends out from the sackcloth as I'm like trying to get my bearings, and that just goes, "What is going on? What is happening?"
We are under attack.
Then you get a little launch. And what are you gonna do?
So we see this ghost ship, right? That's a little ways off. They did just fire at Whistlin. I should probably help Dr. Ezra. I'm going to try to climb up the rigging to get to where Dr. Ezra is so I can either help, like, while he's swinging, see if I can, like, grab him and, like, so to get him and then pull him off of the rope that he's tangled in.
Okay, great. What edge are you approaching this with, and what skill do you think you're using?
Grace, I think, might work for, like, being able to, like, climb. Yeah, so let's go Grace and... Oh, wait, I have Vault. Can I actually, like, rather than, like, just, like, regular climbing, I'm, like, one arm grabbing, flinging myself up and, like, kind of, bouldering up the rigging
almost
here
like
to
monkey
get
bars?
to Dr. Ezra. Yeah, exactly.
So how many in Vault do you have?
I have 3 in Vault.
Oh, so 4 dice, cut of 1.
And cut just means I cut the highest one, right?
The highest result, yep.
My God.
No,
We're
come
doing
on. No way.
Chef's kiss.
Kendo, it was great
So-
having you on my first dungeon.
Yeah, no, thank you all for letting me on. That 3 gets cut, which means I'm left with a 2, a 2, and a 2.
Okay, so this is a disaster with a twist. I'm gonna say that you and Ezra end up intertangled in your attempt to save them, and then I want the rest of the players to pitch a twist.
Wait, I have a clarifying question that Matt can explain. By being caught up with Dr. Ezra, does that mean that Dr. Ezra is now caught in a swarm of bats, or is it the like sackcloth skin that is?
It's the sackcloth skin, but I think Dr. Ezra can hear all of the tiny chittering inside and like the movements underneath the skin of hundreds and hundreds of bumblebee bats.
Oh, good.
Oh, cute.
Welcome to the ship, Dr. Ezra.
I'm sorry.
Just know we've all been there.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
I would like to propose as a twist that Clarabelle is way angrier about being woken up than previously thought, and did get up into position, but it was too short, and now is just sort of pouting and protesting and refusing to move.
Not even trying anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, I dig that. So we've got a jumble of Ezra and bats, a sad bat dragon hanging, but there's another sound below deck. Who would that be?
I got a question for you first.
I got an answer for you first.
This other ship that we see,
Yeah.
are we parallel? Or perpendicular?
They are behind you.
They're behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That might suggest like I have a plan.
They might.
I have spent this whole time thinking about how I'm going to cook myself out of the situation, but I really don't think there's an answer there.
Cook myself.
Hold on. Let her cook.
Okay. I am going to very calmly walk from below decks to the calamity above. And as I emerge from below, I'm Cherry, the weeping willow of a person, a personified weeping willow, weeping cherry to be specific. So all of her leaves are this like very delicate soft pink. And it's a bit of a Cousin It situation. Like it's just like from head to toe, just a long, flowy. It's if Cousin It was very beautiful.
Cousin It is
Are you saying
beautiful?
Cousin It isn't already
I'm
beautiful?
not. No, don't read into that.
Jay Strautman canceled on my first dungeon.
Yeah, Cousin It is hot. I'm talking about beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
of
okay,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Cousin It sex machine. Go on.
Yeah. And she walks up and just sees the calamity. And I think that what I want her to do is she's so big and she's so sturdy that I feel like I want to brace the ship for almost in preparation for something else to totally break on this piece of junk.
So the ship's balance is quite messed up. You're just trying to maintain ship integrity.
Yeah, you know what? That's a bad idea. I'm going to help Ezra and Bat. That feels more pressing, but that is what I wanted to do. Neither of which are cooking. So I am going to move towards Ezra and Bat. And are they they're like over the edge of the ship?
Yes, they are over the edge of the ship, in a jumble together. Rope and bats and canvas sack material all mixed together.
Are you guys okay?
Okay. No, okay. Bad. Ow. Dr. Ezra's like hanging from one foot upside down with a rope around his boot.
Do you want a hand or you've got this?
It's like almost a compliment.
He's switching languages to one he's more familiar with. What does it look like to you in Chthonic? Maybe get help, please. Anything. I'll take falling into the trees at this rate.
Okay. Jeez. Everybody calm down. I am going to... Okay, here's what's up. Here are the skills I'm going to pitch.
Hell yeah.
Instinct as my edge.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Reaction. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
What do you... well, I could also do iron, which is like force, determination, and will, but I mean, it's the same. I have both of them.
A couple different approaches.
Well, okay, let's go iron then.
All right.
Let's go iron and then... cook? No.
Maybe if you cook the rope.
Maybe cook?
I'm thinking brace as my skill.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
And then I have an aspect that maybe I could use here, which is barrel chested. I may not be built fancy, but I am built sturdy. So I feel like just like I'm just a strong weight that I'm not going to be toppled off the ship as well.
I'd say that's an advantage for you being big.
So I mark off a check mark on this aspect to say that I've used a piece of it. Is that right?
No, unless it tells you to mark it to do something, you mark it when you take damage. Like if you fail this in a catastrophic way, one of the consequences might be like you take damage to your barrel chested aspect.
Okay.
But
I don't think I'm going to fail it, so.
I don't. Yeah, there's a cut of 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have 3 dice.
I thought you had. Yeah. Okay. 3.
Unless
Just
I
one for
could have-
brace. Just one for brace.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. 3. You're gonna be great, kid.
Unless I could cook my way out of this.
Everything's great. Everything's
No one's
fine.
mad.
Everyone's having a great time.
It's the face of a successful tree
We are
right there.
actively succeeding.
Cherry, how's it going down there?
No, good. It's good. I do cut the 5.
No.
And I'm
Bummer.
And I'm left with a 3.
A 3 is a disaster. How are you attempting to brace this situation?
I do one of those, like, I kind of move one of my arms in quotation marks over the fallen post, and I, like, extend my leaves out on, like, pretty strong vine-like branches, and I wrap the vines around the post to try to, like, snake their way towards my companions.
So that doesn't work.
What do you mean?
I'm going to say that the pole that they are connected to now fully snaps, and now you are the only connective tissue between this big piece of the ship and the ship. Oh, no. You don't take any damage or anything yet, but, like, that you are the thing holding the observation deck, Ezra, and Bats from falling, and they're now, like, Ezra, or whoever's lower, is touching the bottom of the waves as they or the top of the waves as they swing.
I've got you guys. Don't worry.
Midnight Muscadines is a cozy, dark tabletop role-playing game where light and shadow intertwine in a fractured world. Players take on the roles of marmoteers, brave adventurers who journey into the untamed wildernite to collect the elusive Midnight Muscadines, craft magical jams, and protect the fragile light of Nim. Through collaborative storytelling and resourceful gameplay, players weave tales of courage, community, and the pursuit of balance. Will you preserve the light, uncover the truths hidden in the shadows, or reshape the balance of the world forever? Midnight Muscadines is perfect for fans of Studio Ghibli and Sea of Stars who seek to capture the magic of exploration and the heartfelt adventure in a world where small heroes make a big impact. Play Midnight Muscadines as a traditional GM'd game, GMless, or even solo. Midnight Muscadines is crowdfunding now on BackerKit. Join the campaign at pandeongames.com/muscadines.
I'm Quinns of tabletop role-playing game review show Quinn's Quest, and this is Play to Find Out. Play to Find Out is an actual play podcast that brings notorious old games from the 80s and 90s back to the table. Each season of Play to Find Out, I'm joined by Emily Johnson and Rob Morgan.
Good? Nervous?
Yeah.
You both looked at each other really concerned, like you think what's about to happen is going to be unpleasant. And frankly, I think that's rude.
And together, we explore the TTRPGs of ages gone by. Our goal, to separate the TTRPGs that deserve to be remembered from those that maybe don't. I don't know, Emily. It was the 80s.
Also,
a lot of people were on cocaine. We blow the dust from decrepit systems to learn how they work. Your 100 on the encounter table bursts out. Right, you've encountered a fog. Get ready. Don't laugh.
Does one get ready for a fog?
Don't laugh. Encounter their unique quirks.
I do finger guns to cover up how I wince.
A weird thing happens as you do finger guns.
Oh, no.
And I'm hoping that the Quinn's Quest community will join us in exploring these games too. If you this up, cannot describe to you how much your adventure ends here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the best way to learn is to play to find out. Play to Find Out is available now on the Quinn's Quest Patreon, but the first episode of each series streams for free on the Quinn's Quest YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, you failed the Earth Tech roll, and you made jokes while I was doing my exposition, so you don't get to hear any more.
Oh, no. Come on.
I was shook.
Thus is our crew of wild sailors. Initiative in this game is vibes-based, so if you have an action in mind, you do not need to wait for a supposed turn, like in other role-playing games. You can just tell me what you want to do next, and we'll try to keep the balance even. Sound good?
Izora has two things. Do we think it's more imperative that we rescue now 3 of our crew? Or do we think it's more important to figure out what is this ship behind us and what's happening there?
We can't lose that coat.
I also will say, because Whistlin involved the ship in the other roll and you succeeded, you do have 1 mark on the 3-mark escape track.
Actually, Elliot, or Firefly,
Yes, sir.
I did mark my wild words to remember a rumor or folktale pertinent to our situation. I'm wondering if there's something we might be able to use.
I forgot to think about that. Let me think for a minute.
Yeah, cook on it.
Does anyone remember how whispers work? Out of curiosity, sheer curiosity.
No reason, just cause.
A whisper, if you whisper it, you discover something. If you say it, you have a narrative twist that you control. So you either discover secret information related to the wording, twist the narrative of the world in your favor, or force a change. So whisper them to learn something, say them to change something with your control, and then shout them to change something in a twisty way out of your control.
So right now, it's me, Dr. Ezra, over the ship, and Cherry holding on to us, correct?
Yeah, so we've got this 2-person cluster, a rope, a stick, and then Cherry holding the stick connected to the...
Okay.
A big stick. A log is more
Okay.
accurate, maybe. A pole.
A beam.
A big stick.
Brian, was it rumor or folktale?
It's rumor or folktale.
Okay, great. You, Brian, have heard rumor of a Captain Elia. There's not much known about this figure, but the sudden appearance and sudden destruction is part and parcel with the rumors you've heard.
Do I know the name of her ship?
Nope.
Izora wants to use an aspect
All right, Izora.
she has Geist Hand. You can manipulate nearby objects without touching them, though the heavier they are, the harder it is. And she wants to save her crewmates, by manipulating, I guess, Cherry.
You're trying to manipulate Cherry, the pole, Ezra, and Bat.
To basically bring everybody back and landed so that you guys are still tangled up in ropes, but at least you're on solid deck.
So tell me what you're going to roll to do this. And I'm going to tell you this is going to be a cut of 2. This is pretty intense.
Then I'ma load up on shit.
Could I be an advantage to just be because I'm a tree because I'm sturdy?
Because you're a tree because you're sturdy.
And because I'm attempting to move Cherry, and Cherry is willing to be moved.
It's like being able to talk to the ropes you're trying to move.
I will say, what can you remind me the phrasing of that aspect?
It is, you can manipulate nearby objects without touching them, though the heavier they are, the harder it is.
Yeah, cut still 2. I'm so sorry. You're lifting an observation deck and 2 2 beings.
If I were to remove myself from that equation, would it be easier?
Yes.
Okay. Can I use my aspect, shirk the skin, and burst into a lot of bats and just free myself, leaving it so they only have to pull up Dr. Ezra?
Always.
You could do that the whole time.
Absolutely.
Well, I was going to, but other people kept, saying stuff, so I was going to wait.
It just felt rude to just do it.
As soon as we were over, I was like, oh, well, I know what I'm going to do next, but I'm going to wait for everyone else.
Bat, you absolutely can do that. You poof into this cloud of bats, removing your weight from the equation.
Before I start doing it, I just while we're tangled up in the ropes, I look to Dr. Ezra and go,
I am so sorry for what's about to happen. I have heard it is unpleasant to witness from a distance. I don't know what it's going to be like up close.
And then you start to feel all of the different bats start to wriggle and then just start popping off and flying a little bit, swarming around you for a bit before then splitting, taking off, and going just to deck.
I wait for a brown fuzzy furry thing and grab it to my chest, hoping that it's Ahab the squirrel.
Oh.
But it's not.
I'm gonna eat that one back.
Doctor, just know we've all been there.
And Bats, you burn a spot in that track to do so. So that is a more permanent mark on that track that will take a little bit more to heal.
Got it.
Worth it though.
So you burst into this cloud of bats. Izora, cut of 1.
Can I use more than one skill or no?
No.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Would it help? Our tilt is happening, right? We've been tilted.
Uh-huh.
Would it help if we were untilted? If we were on flat grove?
Always.
Of course, everything would be easier if you guys were flat.
As Dr. Carcoss not whispers, but speaks these words into the grove beneath him, into the grove of twisted trees, imagining them curling and twisting and flattening out into basic waves instead of the tilt that they now face. I wish you were the seas, but you're nothing but a grove of twisted trees.
Boom! Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna mark it. That's gonna mark on the escape track as you right the ship for sure.
That's so good.
Hey guys, I got it.
The wheel, no pressure, no push on the wheel. You're just like, oh, this is easy.
Got it.
This isn't so hard, actually.
Okay, Izora, no cut to bring now just Ezra back onto the ship.
She's going to use instinct. And then for skill, I'm going to use sway because I'm like persuading and manipulating Cherry and the whole situation to come on.
I'll take that argument. I wasn't with you at first, but yeah.
And then we got there. So I'm rolling 2 with no cut.
2 with no cut.
I believe.
That's a 4, which is
Great.
not as bad as a lot of the other rolls today.
4 is success with a drawback. Great. So I'm going to say that you successfully pulled the whole observation deck back on, but I'm going to say you take 1 point of damage to your Geising, or what was it, Geising hand?
Geist hand.
Geist hand. I'm going to say you take 1 mark on your Geist hand.
Oof. This was more effort than I realized.
You have a bit of a headache from the advanced telepathy. So now everyone is righted on the ship. Clarabelle is still dangling. You guys need to do one more ship type thing to get away from this situation.
What does the captain? I assume the captain would have some kind of weapon.
The captain seemingly has no weapon. The captain is standing with their arms behind their back, just watching.
Oh, sorry, I meant our captain.
Oh, Captain Kelly? Captain Kelly has a pistol.
I want to do something I'm not good at and hope it works. I want to grab Captain Kelly's pistol and I want to fire back at
the
at
captain
Elia.
or the figure who shot you at Captain Elia.
At Captain Elia.
All right.
Oh no.
Give me a roll.
I have an aspect called I used to know this.
Okay.
You can treat a conflict as a triumph when rolling with an action you do not have a skill for.
What?
So you're just gonna get the 1 die from your edge.
Let me just make sure. You can treat a conflict as a triumph when rolling for an action without a skill, adding to your dice pool.
Yeah. So you're just edge.
I think I just get to treat it as a 6.
No, you treat a conflict as a 5 or 4 result is what conflict is in game terms.
Oh,
so it becomes.
I see.
So if you get a 5 or 4, we treat it as a 6.
Oh,
I believe.
Well, then I don't want to necessarily do that.
No,
all right,
I
fine.
No cut.
It makes it a 50-50 roll with 1 die.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what it
this
does.
Sucks. I was hoping this was something totally different.
No, you are. I believe in you.
I believe in you too.
Whistlin, are you going to do this?
Yeah.
What past life do you get a quick glimpse of where you once shot a gun?
I see a past life of me, or a past pupation of me on top of a observation post with a much, much nicer firearm than what the captain has. and looking out across the Verdant Sea and knowing that I can hit things at a distance. In my current pupation, I have never really shot a gun or any kind of firearm. But I think a moment of instinct just kind of takes over me. And as I get shot at, I gracefully dodge out of the way, immediately sling my hand into the holster on the captain's waist, and immediately pull up and fire off a shot. Without any kind of forethought to it, just pure instinct.
Roll that die.
Can I roll with grace? I think that's kind of what I want to do.
Yeah, that sounds grace to me.
And is there any way to get an advantage in this?
No.
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 I mean, I think because it's something you don't have a skill in, and like you're using this skill to account for that, I'm going to say that unless you've got a pitch for me.
Brian's always got a pitch.
The captain takes a
Famous
takes
last
a real
words.
sweet time to be like, okay, so here's how you hold the gun, and then if you aim it this way, you pull the
Do you
trigger.
and Kelly get along?
Me and Captain Kelly get along.
Kelly comes up to your side and slightly adjusts your arm to give you one more die
What a kind Firefly.
I'll take it.
for now.
Wow, I believe.
for now.
I think it's even less of like adjusting, and it's like her giving me a shoulder with which to steady my arm.
Yeah, okay.
And then 6 and a 4.
Yeah! It's our first success.
Very good. Where are you aiming for on this figure? You're not going to kill them. I just want to know where you're aiming on them.
I want to shoot that fucking hat off.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't think I even want to hit this person. I want to send a signal.
If I cut for that preciseness, you still get a triumph, right?
Yeah, I had a 6 and a 4.
Okay, great.
So both.
I'm going to say we cut for that precise knock the hat off kind of shot, but you still get a triumph because of your I used to know this. You are riding the ship and doing these like acrobatics. As Ezra speaks these words into reality, something that is still deeply unfamiliar to him, new to this world, and the ship settles. You land with Kelly's gun. Kelly comes up under your arm with a shoulder. Bullet flies across, hits this hat. You see that Captain Elia does not wince, does not flinch at this, but you now see this pale, weathered old skin of an Ardent's face. The scars now very clear in the moonlight on their neck. The fresh wound recently wrapped up with a bandage, but you can still see the soft glow underneath of whatever those tendrils were that plopped out, which I don't know that any of your characters actually saw. The other thing you notice about Captain Elia is that both of their ears, for an Ardent, you should expect to see ears. Both of their ears are fully chopped clean off. And they lock eyes with you from the bow of their ship, Whistlin.
I want to cock the gun again. And like make that a big scene of like...
You see them hold up a hand and make a similar signal to the one they did before, and you see behind them that there are a few crew members that are starting to do something with the ship.
I have a question.
I think I might have an answer.
So I'm looking at an aspect and it doesn't give me a range for how close or far a thing might be affected.
Do tell.
And so for instance, let's say if I were to direct a burst of voltaic energy through my palms or fingers, could I fire it at the ship? Is that too far for me to shoot lightning?
What's the text of that say? It should have a range.
You can direct bursts of voltaic energy through your palms or fingers, dealing LR.
Long range. LR is long range.
Oh, okay. Got it. Hey, you know what? Oh, and CQ close. Hey, okay, bam. So much just got made sense. Right there.
Hey, bada bing.
Awesome.
Shorthand,
long
baby.
range. Cool.
So you want to zap the ship?
As the bats come to reform on maybe a higher elevated part of the central mast, did break, right? And that
The central mass did
that was
break.
the very first thing that happened.
Yeah.
The central mass.
Again, you guys love breaking this ship.
We love breaking the ship. I'm imagining, so like there's the deck of the ship, and then there's the, I don't know, ship terms, the part where the
kind of upper deck.
The helm, yeah, the like upper deck of it. So I think reforming up there, balancing on the railing of the ship, the bats begin to reform into the tall, gangly, misshapen figure of bat. Without the rags now, so it's just fully, you can see, like, the skin is like the leathery thin, like paper thinness of the wings of, like, it's that kind of texture and like kind of quality of like bat wings making up the skin, and like it's translucent enough that you can see the forms underneath wriggling and moving amongst themselves. And as they stand there, there's just like sparks of voltaic energy beginning to like form around as people start to like, there's that feeling of like static electricity and like just like the hair raising of just like there's energy in the air as it begins to crackle around their fingertips, and they point it to their third arm. I think as they've reformed, they now have 6 arms. They're all shorter than they should be, though.
Very good.
And so, like, kind of in, like... So I think there's, like, 2 on, like, either trap. The 2 arms where they should be. I think there's 1 coming from the stomach, and then the other from, like, their left calf. All of them pointing, crackling with energy. And I'm going to fire off Lightning's Call towards the ship with just a, I don't like you very much.
All right, give me a roll.
I'm gonna go teeth. I guess I only have 1 in hunt. That's probably not very good. Can I do teeth and sense? Because I want to aim it towards like a vulnerable part of the, like, actually I want to take out their masthead. I want to take out their mast so it falls on the ship and like kind of disrupts the stuff.
And
that's happening on deck.
Okay, great. Precision targeting, I'm going to say, is a cut of 1.
Okay, sounds good. So teeth is 1, my sense is 3, so 4 dice. Okay, with a cut of 1, that is still a 4, a 3, and a 3.
A 4 is success with a drawback. Would you like that drawback to be mechanical or narrative?
Ooh.
I'm okay with either.
Okay.
Or both. Whichever.
Don't.
Yeah.
No. Don't say both. He said one or the other. Don't say both.
Come on. What's the worst thing that could happen?
He's saying that.
Have you learned nothing from me?
You successfully knock their masthead down, and I'm going to say that you like hit some of their crew and like damage them. But the drawback being that you have cleared the way. They were trying to bring the masthead down anyway, and you see them start to bring this big, similarly pale white shell over the hull of the deck. They're trying to bring it over the deck. There's like 3 sailors trying to pull this big, almost like a tarp or like a carapace. It's not
like
soft like a tarp, like a turtle shell. Yeah. Like a collapsing turtle shell they're trying to bring over the whole deck.
Huh.
But you have done 1 track on there's an escape track and a fight back track. And you guys have 2 on each.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Dr. Carcoss is not interested in fighting. And I'm going to rush up to Clarabelle and say, okay, little one, listen. I know you're afraid. I know you're upset. I know you're angry. We're going to die. So, you have 2 choices. You can sit here and grouse, or you can go. I slowly, like, pet the back of Clarabelle, and, like, I scritch behind her ears, if she has ears. I'm not 100%
she does.
sure.
Oh, she's
behind
got
the
big
wing.
bad ears. Big bad ears.
Oh, yeah, behind the bad ears.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like trying to use any knowledge of any normal animal I've seen in my life.
Okay.
to like tend for this animal and convince it that, yeah, this is urgent, this is necessary, we'll take care of you later.
Build that dice pool for me.
So I think I'm learning as I go, so I'm going to use tithes here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use tend.
Oh, the good doctor. Very good.
Can Izora help and basically sees what's happening and sort of shout from the deck like, do the scritches on the left ear?
Very good. Very good. Scritches on the left ear. You can have an extra die because there was no cut here.
Brilliant. Okay, so that is, I have 1 for my edge, 3 for my skill, 1 for my advantage. That's a pool of 5 dice.
Excellent.
Come on.
You got it.
I believe in you.
I believe.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. So, my friends, we rolled a 6, 2 4s, a 3, and a 2. So we have a triumph with
a twist.
Okay. Hey, I love that.
So Clarabelle's going in the waves, ready to go. What's the twist?
Oh, the twist the twist has to be negative. No, it can be negative.
No, twist can be negative or positive.
Question: has the other ship seen Clarabelle up until this point?
No.
Now, what if the twist is that their captain incredibly afraid of giant bats, and it completely throws off their mental? They just see a giant bat monster and they go, "Wait, whoa! I didn't know they had one of those."
I didn't know they made them that big.
Maybe their crew, their whole crew gets thrown off guard.
We spook them a little bit.
People have fears sometimes, Some people have phobias.
You know what, Kendo? I'm all right with it.
Let's go.
Are you giving this big evil NPC that I've created a very specific fear? Yeah.
That we have direct access to? Yeah.
Yeah.
I fear for Clarabelle's safety now that this is a part.
True.
Now that this is canon.
You know what I'm just realizing is that you've got the power of cut, but we've got the power of the twist.
You do. I mean, that is what's fun about this game, is that you guys can really change things with twists. I still do have some veto power if it's like too crazy, but honestly, I'm rarely gonna do that.
We'll see about that.
If we make the big bad afraid of our beast, then I think we're already on good terms.
Clarabelle will
it's working out so far.
Oh yeah, no, it won't come back to bite you in any way.
No.
Clarabelle.
Gonna kill that bat. All right.
No.
Oh, Clarabelle.
You guys see Whistlin and Bats, because you were on the back. You hear Clarabelle lands in, and with like an excited, like, I don't even know what noise this thing makes when it's excited. It's like a it's like a horrifying screech that Clarabelle lets out. And for the first time in your interactions with this captain, you see a small expansion of their eyes. It's a very subtle thing, but it's a small, like...
I turn to the captain and go, scared of me.
Very good. They turn on their heels, pick their hat up, and walk back through their deck as the carapace gets pulled, as Clarabelle begins to pull your ship from where you were anchored. And you guys move off. Any last things before you disappear into the night?
I look at the gun in my hand. I go, ooh, all of a sudden, remember myself, and I'm like, I don't know how to. What's the safety procedure? I'm just handing it back.
Kelly grabs it out of your hand and puts the safety on and tucks it away and says, "Fucking amateur."
Sorry.
In the moments where the carapace is being raised and it's all chaotic and we're in the fray, is there any way that I could get to the back of the ship just to either get a look at it to kind of see what it came from, or ideally if I could just get the tiniest little piece of it?
Ooh. The tiniest little piece of the ship?
Is that a lot?
It's not very close, so you're gonna have to pull some fuck shit if you're getting a piece of the ship.
That seems so unwise. That seems so unwise.
I mean,
it seems pretty unwise in these moments before you get pulled away, but I'm here for fuck shit.
If Cherry wants to ask Izora to use her Geist hand again.
Oh, Izora maybe we can tag team this if I can get my leaves close enough or my vines close enough and you can, I don't know, surely we can do this together. I just want a little piece of it for reasons.
If you give me very sharp leaf, I think we can do.
No problem. I shimmy a little bit and a bunch of sharp petals fall out.
This is going to be a roll from Izora. I'm going to say you get one advantage from the combo move and then build your dice pool. Otherwise, I'm also going to say that what you're trying to do is, I'm going to say that the only loose bit of this ship is maybe splinters of wood from the mast that Bats broke. So you're trying to essentially grab one of these little splinters that's like loose on the deck with your Geist hand.
Got it. My thought with the sharp leaf was to try to cut a piece, but I guess if you're saying that this carapace is like hard.
It's like, I'm saying this ship is like kind of like 20 to like 50 feet behind you. It's not like, it hasn't like come up against your butt.
Got it. Do you want?
Yeah, Brian, do you like that I said butt?
I was just thinking
smile.
like 20 to 30 feet for ships is up your ass.
Right.
You could jump.
But it's not up your ass for reach over and cut.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you want piece of mast, Jerry?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let us
Thank
see
you.
what we can do. I'm going to use my veil's edge because it's like I don't really know what's over there or what it feels like or what the material
Being
is.
subterfuge.
Yeah, secretive. Can I use flourish to elegantly
Yeah. That
take
sounds
some
right.
splinters off? So that's one for my edge, one for my skill, and then one from Cherry. And then I don't get another dice for using Geist Hand. It's just that
No,
this is
that's just what
allowing
you're
me to do
doing.
this in the first place.
Is my understanding of the dice pool. Brian, do you agree with that?
That feels right, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And a cut of 1.
Okay. Cherry, I am sorry. This is not working in the way I wanted.
Oh.
What happened? What was the result?
I rolled a 4, but it gets cut, and so
Uh-huh.
it's a 3 and a 1.
Okay, cool. You send your Geist hand to the deck, attempting to grab. There's this sort of spectral hand that is attempting to grab this little piece of. What the hand gets instead is a very small lizard,
I'm sorry.
and that lizard ends up loose on the ship.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I actually
I'm sorry, what?
don't think
It was a
this is
small. It was a
problem.
small lizard. It's loose on the ship. You don't know where it went. On your ship now.
Step on it. Step on it.
It's okay. I think Beth will get at some point.
Thanks for
Izora's
trying.
fully unconcerned.
I immediately go into predator mode.
The ghost ship with the carapace, is it like diving down or are we just like getting speed on it?
As you guys pull away, it begins to descend. Yes. And by the time you're about a quarter mile ahead, it's gone beneath the waves.
Izora comes up again very close behind Whistlin. What was this?
This, remember we talked about the personal space. The personal space. You got to approach from the front, not from the back.
This was a mistake.
You're making that mistake a lot.
Could I offer you a bone?
No, you gotta. No.
What is this about bone in the back?
Your wife, I did the thing again. Where I scare him because I am too quiet.
You boned him in the back. And
No.
He was scared.
What is this language bond?
No. We're not doing it.
Is this medical term?
As the final hours of the night fade into the early light of dawn, you guys feel the strain of your ship on the rustling waves for the first time in a while. Your voltaic runners used to give you a slight lift of air above it, and now it is all Clarabelle just having to drag the ship through. And in the morning, you realize that Clarabelle's getting tired as the sun rises on the Wildsea, and she eventually stops. And you guys are sort of in a slow drift. As all the adrenaline of this encounter dies down, I'm curious if each of you could tell me, with the sunrise, what is the thing that brings you the most peace about the verdant waves? And to give you some context on time of year, we are at the turn to autumn. And so there is just the bits of color starting to show through amongst the leaves.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Real quick. I have an aspect called Sheaf of 100 Stories.
Yeah.
And I get to gain a whisper whenever I encounter a spectacle, horror, or new port on a journey. Would you call what we just experienced either a spectacle or a horror?
I'd say it's somewhere in between, yeah.
A little column A, a little column B.
A little column A, a little column B.
Yeah.
What whisper would I gain?
What about the perfect shot?
Ooh, I'll take it.
Ooh, cool.
Ooh, love that.
In the cold light of morning, as we're just like kind of figuring out what the hell that was. And I guess just for reference, how on the scale of batshit crazy, sorry, that maybe I shouldn't say batshit crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Are you
sorry.
talking to me?
I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. That was
I don't
Sailor's
think I hit
tongue.
anywhere.
Sailor's tongue.
I could be wrong. There are lots of you.
On a scale of 1 to 10 insanity, what was that observation for us?
That was maybe a 7. Is my thing. Like it's not. It's unusual behavior for a pirate. A pirate would steal. A pirate would attack. This felt personal and horror-esque in the approach. It was not like there was no obvious greed. There wasn't an obvious motive, and the nature of the way they attacked was very unusual.
I think I spend the morning tattooing the perfect shot into my wings.
Oh.
My wings are decorated with words and charts and maps and stuff, and some of the words, like there are spots where it's almost like tattoo removal, where there were words but now they are gone, and so I'm tattooing over some of these parts. And I think as a Horizoneer and a person always with shanties on the brain, he's just taking comfort in humming a song.
As you finish the tattooing process, like obviously tattoos are a wound, right? But because of the nature of these sort of whisper tattoos, as soon as you finish the last line, it's like it just heals and like it was always there. What are you singing?
We've sailed through the waves with a hole in our hull. We've dined on just twig sap and shoes. We've filled up our engines with bees to half full. The sea she cares not if we win or we lose.
The sea she cares not if we win or we lose.
If it's clear skies and morn, it's stormy by eve. There's nothing to do but sail on. You may ask of the sea for a gift from her leaves. Oh, the sea she cares only for Callous and Song.
Oh, the sea she cares only for Callous and Song.
We've broken our bite and lost both of our rudders, and the drink it'll run out by dawn.
By dawn.
And the engine still works, but oh how it sputters. Oh, the sea she will care for and carry us on.
The sea she will care for and carry us on.
If it's clear skies and morn, it's stormy by eve. There's nothing to do but sail on.
Sail on.
You may ask of the sea for a gift from her leaves. Oh, the sea she cares only for Callous and Song. Oh, the sea she cares only for Callous and Song. Oh, the sea she cares only for Callous and Song.
For Callous and Song.
Yay!
Shout out Jay Strautman for lyrics.
Shout out Jay Strautman.
Total tag team.
Where do we find the rest of our crew on this cold autumn morning, and what about the surroundings is giving you peace this morning?
I think if I hear Whistlin singing, I bring my bowl up of sun tea that I'm preparing for the crew, which is mostly ginger and sarsaparilla that I leave out on the deck all day so that the sun infuses it and like brings a little bit of heat to it. And if it sits out all day, it'll be delicious at night. But if I hear Whistlin singing, I bring the bowl up and I just kind of place it wherever I feel like it's not going to get knocked over. And I walk up to Whistlin and I just say, there's a song about the color of the leaves this time of year. And I've just been having a really hard time remembering it. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
You see Whistlin looks around his like coat. He's got a coat that is similar to Dr. Ezra's, but is not nearly as good. It's been weathered by time and it's kind of shitty, but it's like a nice long, very like Sherlock long coat.
Did he always have it, or did he sort of quickly fashion it together upon the arrival of Dr. Ezra?
Oh, I think he's always had it, but it's like, this was a bad coat like too few patients ago, and he's held on to it. So he's looking for an upgrade. And tied along the inside of his coat are a bunch of like small glass bottles. And as he shakes them, you can hear a muffled sound of songs coming from within the bottles. And he kind of like looks around at the various bottles and just kind of shake him. And he's like, I don't know. I know a lot of songs, but can you hum a little bit?
I wish I could. I just am having I'm having a hard time retaining it. I thought maybe you knew it. If you think of it, just let me know. It's not a big deal. I just I liked your song earlier. Never mind. Sorry.
I mean, I'm always looking for a song.
Yeah?
I'm looking for a song for a long time. And maybe I have it. Maybe I've already found it, but I keep looking. So if I find something, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Do you want some tea?
Is this regular tea or is this people tea? I'm not saying no either way. I'm just saying I just want to know what I'm drinking.
It's regular tea. I mean, unless someone died on the ship last night and no one told me that there was someone to... It's ginger and sarsaparilla.
Okay, I just wanted to check. Just double checking.
It's like it's a bit insensitive, but I will get you a cup of tea if you want one. You need to stop saying batshit on the ship.
I know. It's just so ingrained. I feel really bad about it.
What about our other folks?
Bat has spent all night hunting for this salamander lizard. What was it?
A small lizard.
A small lizard has spent all night hunting for this lizard. I think people would have heard, because also I'm primarily nocturnal. I am bat, and so
I am bat.
I am bat. I am bat. So I've bat has primarily been hunting all night. And I think as like the day is beginning, and like I think that is like when bat we have like that extra room, right? We have the
you have a few rooms.
Yeah, we have the cargo
big
bay
storage
extension.
space. Yeah.
I think in the cargo bay extension with all like the like webbing and rigging in there, that is where I have found this salamander. And so I think like in the like this morning, as like go for it. Yeah. Oh wait. Okay.
You gotta.
Okay,
I think you gotta roll if you're gonna find.
I gotta roll to
if you're gonna find this lizard.
That's so fair. No, that's so fair. That's so fair.
If you're gonna take away my toys, I think you gotta roll.
I think they found the salamander.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like they found the salamander.
No cut. You spent the rest of the night doing it, but I think roll to find the salamander.
So teeth and hunt. That's 2 dice.
You can have an advantage for spending the entire night on it, so take a third die.
Oh, okay. Third dice. Let's go.
I believe.
Okay, that's a 4.
Great.
A 4, 3, and a 2. So no
Okay,
twist here. Yeah.
Okay. You find the salamander. Trying trying to think what the drawback is here.
You're just tired.
I have a drawback that I was already going to implement on myself.
I'm so curious if it's the same thing, so go.
I'm interested in what yours is going to be. But mine was going to be like, I think once I get it, like, and it's like, there's like this very primal hunger to it, right? Because Bat is a Chelacrae, so they are a singular entity made up of all of these smaller entities, which are bumblebee bats, but Bat is also anchored, and so is not just these bats, but is a different person. And I think beneath the primal hunger for this salamander is also an internal disgust that Bat doesn't quite understand. So I think it's like at the point of getting it, it's like has it in their hand, is looking at it, and like is about to feast when all of a sudden there's this wave of like almost like this gagging reflex at even the thought of just biting into this what is still a living like salamander, like wriggling in its claws. And there's like I think a moment in the darkness of this cargo bay lit like by the little bits of light that are coming through whatever portholes or cracks in our slowly breaking ship, where they're just kind of like knelt holding it in the darkness, holding it so that it cannot get away, but almost too afraid or shameful to do the thing that every other part of it wants to do.
What do you do with the lizard? Do you keep it as like a pet?
Why is that worse?
Do you keep it hidden? Because so here was my pitch for a drawback: is that
go for it
crawls into your hive mind and you lose it amidst yourself.
Oh my god,
that's so horrifying.
As it gets added to myself, like added as a part
unclear whether your brain populates it or not. But my pitch was that there is one lizard somewhere amongst these bats,
just hanging in there.
Who knows how long?
It's like when you have a poppy seed stuck in your teeth and you just like really can't get it out.
It's just like that.
You don't really
when the poppy
exactly.
seed becomes a part of your person, where it's like people just identify you as part of the poppy seed.
You know when that happens?
A
like,
popcorn kernel just way in the back. You can't quite
You're
get
like,
out.
I think this is just part of me now.
This is part of who I am and how I feel about myself. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think there's like as I'm holding it and it's kind of wriggling in my arms and I'm holding it so tightly that like in its bid to try to escape, it's like clawing at my hand, and my skin is incredibly like thin and leathery, and so I think it's able to make a cut in it, and in the pain of that I loosen my grip and it crawls through and into my hand.
Yucky. I'll say it. Yucky.
And as I'm like feeling it like writhe amongst all the other bodies, that's new.
It's that classic cartoon scene when there's like a rat in someone's pants and they're like, "Oh,
yeah."
Yeah. It's like, that's why am I doing that?
Hey, Bat, you okay? You okay? You good?
I'm imagining you walking into the cargo bay, seeing Bat hunched over in the darkness, like turning,
just doing this like little.
There's new things.
It feels like the vibe of like walking in on someone while they're watching porn, but like way creepier. Just like,
no, it's way worse.
Whatever. I'm sorry, I should have knocked. You know what? I'll there's tea up top. There's tea. No, it's fine. It's natural.
Tea, natural tea, good tea, bad tea.
I've been told it's the good tea, but who knows?
I'm trying to think if Bat has ever had tea before.
So, Kendo, as this salamander lizard crawls within you, I think I'm going to have you check your mire. And for those who don't know or don't remember, a mire is a characteristic of your character that when you experience something horrifying out on the waves, you mark it, and then it changes sort of your motivation for roleplay. And if you move against it, it might initiate cut.
Ooh.
So for bats, we have the mire, your voice is thunder, impossible to lower from a shout, that we've reflavored as your voice starts to break as the different bats start to say slightly different things.
Yes.
Cool.
So mark that. Then what it becomes is this chorus of voices all discussing with themselves if tea is good. And it's just like, oh yeah, I've had tea. I don't remember having it. I don't think I had. No, you don't have that memory. I have that. No, I like tea. And it's just like all of these, like it stopped being a conversation between Bat and Whistlin and fully just a conversation with Bat and itself.
Right, Bat, I've got one of yours and I need one of... Wait, oh.
Tea would be wonderful. I don't think I had tea. I love tea. I don't like tea. Tea's actually really bad. I don't think I've ever had tea.
Whistlin,
you have had
is this usual? Does this happen?
No, this is a new one, but it doesn't... This is new, but doesn't feel weird, if that makes sense. Like, this kind of tracks.
No.
I don't think I had tea.
No, please speak slower and also say something different.
I just take upstairs to get some tea.
And also say something different.
I'm just gonna take this small bat, I'm just gonna put it there, and I'm gonna look for my squirrel. I'm just gonna look for my squirrel.
Oh, you're returning the bat?
Yeah. It crawls across the floor to join the chorus.
Yeah, imagine it all says,
I too like tea. May I be involved in this conversation, please?
Yeah, get in here.
Get in here.
You just see Whistlin leave like, I'm going to let you guys, if you want tea, it's upstairs. So you figure it out. There's enough for some of you.
Ezra then walks off, eventually probably finding Ahab and tucking them back into their pocket, and then looking out under the rustling waves in the small observation area we have underneath it, seeing all the trees, and realizing there's one thing that they haven't heard in a while, and that's the sound of missiles, and that calms them. That's it.
Under the rustling waves, there's lots of noises. You hear more animal noises, packs. The wind is more muffled from above, but you don't hear missiles. And that's nice. Izora.
Izora is sitting on a ledge up on the deck, but it's exactly where you don't expect a person to be. So you do a double take. And she's sort of meditating and taking in the sunrise. And Izora thrives in the dark. But there is a moment when the light just begins, where everything looks cold and cool, and you can see a shimmer that she always enjoys before the harshness of day kicks in, which she is not a fan of. So she is sitting and enjoying this glimmer of sunrise for as long as she can before the day begins.
And as the ship begins to slow, you hear Clarabelle make that classic grumpy, tired sound that you have to deal with.
Oh, shut up.
And as our wild sailors begin a new day post a chaotic encounter, we get one last look at the ship where none of you have been this morning. An engine room, the walls dripping with a black ichor, and at the very center of it, a heart that hasn't beat in some time beats. And that is all for this episode
Well,
of My First Dungeon Presents
Sorry.
The Wildsea.
Elliot, you forgot.
Join
there's a
us
bit about the
next
heart.
week
No,
What do
no.
you mean?
as
No,
our
you
wild
forgot.
sailors
No, you
head
forgot.
out
You forgot to do the.
on their first
No, no,
big
no.
journey. Aye, everybody.
What do you mean it's
You actually
beating?
you
What do you
forgot to
mean?
explain. I think.
You forgot.
I think that
There's
I think
no
you forgot to tell us what
explanation.
you were saying. Actually,
No, wait. Cliffhangers suck when I'm not giving them.
Oh man.
Aye, everybody.
I
Aye.
This season of My First Dungeon is sponsored by Mythworks. Grab your own copy of The Wildsea by going to myth.works and use the promo code MyFirstDungeon to get 25% off your order. My First Dungeon Presents The Wildsea features the voice talents of Elliot Davis, Brian Flaherty, Abby Hepworth, Noordin Kadir, Kendrick Smith, and Jay Strautman. This episode was produced by Shenuque Tissera and Elliot Davis. Editing and sound design by Brian Flaherty. Theme song and original music by Behold. The tree shanty Callous and Song was written and performed by Brian Flaherty and Jay Strautman, with instrumentation by Jay Strautman and Behold. Additional music from artlist.io. My First Dungeon is a many-sided media production. To hear the cast talk back and more, visit us on our Patreon. And as always, remember, if you're having fun, you're already doing it right.
You like us. You really like us. At least, I assume that you do, as you've listened to every minute of this episode. And yet you haven't already left us a 5-star review? Ugh. Well, what are you waiting for? Get over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave that review now. It's always wonderful to hear words from our adoring fans. Getting more ratings helps people find the show and love it as well. And we love to hear your nice words. So head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and leave us that 5-star review. Ta-ta!